Okay, you guys, get ready to have your minds blown because today we're diving into the amazing world of queen bees. I'm talking about the rulers of the hive, the HBICs, the ones who call all the shots. And trust me, there's a lot more to these queens than just buzzing around and looking cute. We're about to uncover some seriously juicy secrets about these incredible creatures. Things that most people have absolutely no clue about. Like, seriously, prepare to be shook. We're talking crazy egg-laying abilities, secret pheromone codes, and even some drama with a capital D. I mean, who doesn't love a little bit of royal gossip, right? So buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to embark on a wild ride through the hive. And make sure you stick around until the very end, because I've saved the most mind-blowing fact for last. Like, I'm talking jaw-dropping, shook to your core kind of stuff. You won't want to miss it. First up, let's talk about what it really means to be a queen bee. I mean, we all know they're important, but these ladies are on a whole other level. Picture this. Every single bee in that hive, all those worker bees buzzing around, they're practically all her children. That's right, the queen bee is the mama bear of the hive, the ultimate matriarch. She's the only fertile female in the entire colony, which means she's responsible for keeping the population going. Talk about pressure, right? It's like, imagine being the only one in your entire friend group who could have babies. You'd be like the ultimate VIP. Everyone would be bowing down to you. Speaking of babies, can we talk about the queen's egg-laying skills? Because, let me tell you, this is where things get really wild. This lady doesn't mess around when it comes to reproduction. Get this, a queen bee can lay up to 2,000 eggs per day. You guys, that's insane! That's like a whole bee army being born every single day. And it's not just about quantity, it's also about quality. The queen carefully controls whether she lays a fertilized egg, which becomes a female worker bee, or an unfertilized egg, which becomes a male drone bee. She's basically a one-bee baby factory, managing the entire population of the hive with her egg-laying prowess. Okay, now this is where things get really interesting. You might think that queens are born with, a tiny crown and scepter, destined to rule from day one. But nope, that's not how it goes down in the hive. Queen bees aren't born, they're made. And it all comes down to this special stuff called royal jelly. Basically, when a new queen is needed, the worker bees choose a few lucky larvae and start feeding them this royal jelly, which is like super nutritious bee food. Think of it like the bee version of a protein shake, but like a million times fancier. This special diet triggers something in the larva's development, transforming it into a queen bee. Okay, so now our girl's all grown up and officially queen bee, ruling the hive. But how does she keep things running smoothly with thousands of bees buzzing around? Well, turns out she's got a secret weapon: pheromones. Think of it like her own signature perfume, except instead of attracting mates, it controls the entire hive. These pheromones are basically chemical messages that the queen sends out to her workers, letting them know who's boss and what needs to be done. It's like her own personal communication system, and it's how she keeps everything organized and running like a well-oiled machine. Seriously, these queens are basically like the CEOs of the insect world. Speaking of being a boss, did you know that queen bees live way longer than regular worker bees? We're talking years, people. While a worker bee might only live for a few weeks or months, which, let's be real, is still way too short, a queen bee can live for up to 5 years. That's like an eternity in bee years. It's like the royal jelly not only makes them queen, but it also gives them this crazy long lifespan. It's like the fountain of youth, but for bees. So while her worker bees are out there working their little bee butts off, the queen is chilling in the hive, living her best life for years on end. Okay, but before our queen can settle into her role as the hive's reigning monarch, she's got one very important task to take care of: mating. And let me tell you, bee mating is not for the faint of heart. It's basically a high-stakes game of aerial acrobatics. Early in her life, the queen bee takes what's called a mating flight. She flies up into the air, followed by a swarm of male bees called drones, all vying for a chance to, become a dad. It's basically like a bee version of The Bachelor, but with much higher stakes. If our queen bee chooses you as her lucky mate, well, let's just say it's your lucky day. And your last. Yeah, you heard that right. Mating is fatal for male drones. But hey, at least they die doing what they love, right? But here's the really crazy part. The queen bee only mates once in her life. That's it, one time. But hold up, it gets even wilder. During that one mating flight, she mates with multiple drones, storing their sperm inside her body for years to come. That's right, she's basically a walking sperm bank, able to fertilize eggs for her entire lifespan without ever needing to mate again. Talk about being self-sufficient. Now you might be thinking, with all this talk of multiple mates, wait, so does that mean there can be multiple queens in a hive? And the answer is, usually no. It's kind of like Mean Girls, but with way higher stakes. In most cases, there's only room for one queen bee per hive. If another queen emerges, or if the old queen starts to weaken, things can get a little, shall we say, dramatic. We're talking epic battles with worker bees taking sides and everything. It's like a full-blown bee civil war, and trust me, you do not want to be caught in the crossfire. But even though queens have a long lifespan, they're not invincible. Eventually, every queen bee's reign must come to an end. But here's the thing. Bees are incredibly resourceful creatures, and they're not about to let a little thing like the queen's death destroy the whole hive. So what happens when a queen kicks the bucket? The worker bees jump into action, initiating an emergency queen-rearing process. Remember that whole royal jelly thing we talked about? Well, they use that to quickly raise a new queen from an existing larva, ensuring the survival of the hive. It's like a smooth transition of power, bee style. So, once the queen has mated and secured her throne, what does she do with all her time? Well, remember how I said she's kind of a homebody? Yeah, once that mating flight's over, she pretty much spends the rest of her life inside the hive. But don't think for a second that she's just sitting around watching BTV all day. She's constantly laying eggs, emitting pheromones, and basically overseeing every single aspect of the hive's operations. She's like the ultimate multitasker, the queen of all trades, ensuring the survival and success of her colony. Talk about a tough job, right? So there you have it, you guys, 10 fascinating facts about queen bees that probably blew your mind. Seriously, who knew these little creatures were capable of such incredible things? I mean, I'm sitting here shook to my core. Which fact was your favorite? Let me know in the comments below because I'm dying to know. And if you enjoyed this bee-autiful journey into the hive, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more amazing animal facts.